head is fitted into the whatever is the plate that you are using, and then the clamping takes place. Suppose we want to see how it looks like. It can be shown like this. So there is a taper head, then there is a threaded shape, there is a threading, in this part there is undercut, and this is just a remaining part. So the frame in which it is fitted, so you can think of a frame something like this. So in this frame there is a hole, say this is the hole. So this is a frame, and on this side, or maybe you can call this as a frame and this as a part. So maybe I can show like this, as maybe let us call this as a frame, not this. This is frame, and to this frame you are fixing this as a plate. So you want to fit this plate to this frame. So in the frame you have made this taper hole. The taper bolt is fitted like this. Then it is projected out on this side like this, and on this side you are having a plate, and after the plate now you are trying to clamp it with the help of a nut. So here nut will come like this. So with this nut you have clamped this particular plate to the frame, and this part of the head, it is not possible for us to hold it, but then because of the taper shape and because of the friction, when you are trying to clamp this nut, that time this bolt will be pulled in this direction, and the friction will be applicable here. Because of frictional force, this particular head, it will not rotate, and then you will be able to clamp the nut, and the overall clamping will take place. Now next is the assembly of nut into the internal threading. Now this is extremely important topic. This particular topic is extremely important. What we are going to learn here is the threading convention. So try to follow this very well. We are going to draw a lot of nut bolts in the case of assembly and detailed drawings. So that time this convention is extremely important. So what is shown here is, please let me repeat again, this topic is extremely important. We are going to use this convention many times in future. So try to understand this very well. What is shown here is, this is a part, maybe this is a frame. In this frame you are trying to fit this plate on this frame with the help of a stud or any bolt, you can say. So how this is done is shown in 3 steps. So first thing is, in this frame, this is a frame, this is a frame. In this frame, initially a hole is drilled. So this D is the size of the hole. So initially hole is drilled, and because of this hole, you can see here a drill is shown. The angle of this tip of the drill is normally 118 degrees. So as a result, there is a conical shape which is shown here at the end of the drilled hole because of this conical shape of the drill. So the drill hole is made of certain depth, in this case 1.5 D. It can change. Then threading is cut onto this surface. So whatever surface you see here, in this surface threading is cut. So when you cut a threading, that time the material is removed from this. I will draw maybe here. So here this is a frame, and in this frame a hole is drilled first like this, and here there is a material. Now when you cut a thread, that time from this surface you are going to cut a material, you are going to cut and remove material to form a helical groove. So if I show in real practice, this is a kind of a groove, this will not be there, and you have removed a material and formed a helical groove of a thread. Now we are not showing the threading like this, we are showing the threading by convention. So this particular diameter, which is the diameter inside the groove, so that diameter is shown by one light line over here. You can see now here, this line is drawn both sides, which is not a dark line, it is a medium line, medium dark, which is drawn outside this small d. And now this out to out distance is capital D. This inside distance is small d, outside distance is capital D. So in this case, this is capital D, and here this much is small d diameter. So threading is shown by this convention. So out of this total depth, suppose I will just show some numerical values. The hole was drilled of, let us say, depth say 26. That means this 1.5 D is 26. Then out of that, the threading is cut for certain depth. Now this may not be 20, this cannot be 26, this will be less. So let's say 24 mm depth is the depth up to which the threading is cut, which we are showing like this as a convention. Now as far as the section lines are concerned, these section lines which are shown, these section lines will be still drawn till this small d, because material is still there, although it is forming a groove, still some material is there. Therefore the section lines are passing into this threaded line. So you can see here also section lines have come inside the threading on both sides. So this is a drilled hole, then there is a tapped hole. Threading means it is a tapping is done, so it is a tapped hole. Now let us say we are doing this for a bolt of size 10, that means M10. M10 is the bolt for which you are doing all this. So for a bolt, when the size is 10 mm, that means in this case, this capital D is going to be 10 mm. And small d, maybe it is 8 mm, lesser than the outside diameter, so it is 8 mm. That means the hole which is cut here, that hole is of size 8 mm. Then when you perform this tapping, that time the groove diameter inside to inside, this groove to this groove, that diameter is going to be 10 mm, because the bolt which is going to come and fit here, it will have size 10 mm. That's why it is done like this. Now the next thing is assembly. Now up to here there is just a hole with a tapping done. Now the bolt has come and bolt is fitted like this into this threading. So when the bolt is fitted into the threading, you can see here the threading, see this was the depth of the drilled hole, this is the depth of the threaded hole. Now in this case 26 is this, from the top this is 26, from the top this line is 24, up to which threading is done, and after that the bolt has come and it is fitted. Now let's say whatever is shown here, the bolt is occupying this threading up to certain depth. See up to here it is 24, but the bolt has come only up to here, which could be, let us say it could be 22. So out of 24 mm threading, this threading is 24, the bolt has come only up to 22. Why it has come up to 22? Why not 24? Because you can see here this taper shape, the line which we draw here, just at the start of the taper shape, the threading is only up to here. The useful threading is only up to here. The threading after that is of no use. That means the bolt threading will go inside this nut threading or the internal threading tapping only up to this line. So this line is matching with the level, so that the bolt has gone maximum inside and still it has not reached 24 mm, it has reached only, let us say, 22 mm. So now the stud bolt is in position. Now this stud bolt, this much part there is no threading, and then there is some more threading is there above. Now this depth, this line is such that this unthreaded portion remains inside the thickness of the plate. So this is the thickness of the plate and unthreaded part is hiding inside the thickness of the plate. This unthreaded part is not coming above this level. Now the threading starts from here. Now threading should start slightly from below the level. So the threading should start while inside the hole. From inside the hole the threading has started, see, like this. And then it is up to certain level. Out of this length of the threading, this much part from here to here is covered by washer. This is a washer and this is a nut. So nut and washer is placed here. First washer is placed, then a nut is engaged with this threading, and once the nut touches to the washer, the firm clamping will take place and this particular part is getting clamped. So now there is an assembly of bolt and nut, or maybe bolt and internal threading. So up to here, when there is no bolt, there is only internal threading. How do you draw the top view? Now for this part, the top view I will draw here. The top view is drawn with this small d circle, that means this size 8 mm, this is 8 mm and it is 10 mm. So 8 mm circle will be complete circle because it is fully seen. So just below this I will draw a top view such that this 8 mm circle is a complete circle. And for 10 mm is the diameter inside the groove of the thread, and when you see from top, this 10 mm diameter is not seen. So this 10 mm is drawn, medium circle, and it is incomplete. You can see it is more than 3/4, but it is not closed. It is not closed because it is a circle which is not seen from top, but the size is 10 mm and the size of this is 8 mm. So this is a convention of the threading tapped hole or the threaded hole, how it is seen in the other view. This is how the threading is shown in the sectional front view. This is how the threading will be shown in the top view. This is internal threading. Now when you see this assembly in the top view, now what has happened? In this threading, nut is also there and bolt is also there. So the threading of the nut is engaged with the threading of the bolt, and now you want to draw the top view. So when you want to draw the top view, how are we going to draw? Here, are we going to draw as per bolt threading or as per nut threading? Now here the convention says that when both the threadings are existing, bolt as well as nut, that time we have to give preference to the bolt threading, to the external threading. So when both threadings are occupied, that time external threading is given preference. So when you show the top view, this stud is seen in the top view. Stud has got external threading. So when you draw here, this 10 mm, which is the outside diameter of the stud, which is seen because stud is the external thread. So here in the top view, now the 10 mm will be shown as a full circle and 8 mm is shown as a medium incomplete. So now here it is 8 mm is 3/4 incomplete and 10 mm is full, complete. And then the rest of the shape, that means the chamfer circle, then the hexagonal head and other things can be drawn. But what I have to just mention here is how the threaded convention is shown in this particular example. So this exercise, this assembly you have to draw very, very carefully and understand what it means. That is the drilled hole, then the tapped hole and the stud in position. So this is assembly of a bolt into the threading of the internal part. So this completes types of bolts. We have seen different types of bolts in this particular practice sheet, and we have seen how the threaded convention is made use of, how to show the external threading, how to show the internal threading in the front view and in the top view. You will also notice one more thing here, that the section lines which are shown, we have seen here section lines are entering into the double lines because material is still there. Now when the bolt comes, what happens? When the bolt comes, in this much part, the threading is for bolt as well as for thread, as well as for the nut. Now what do we do for the section? The section lines are drawn for the internal threading. In this part, internal and external both threadings are there. Now convention is as per, we have to go by external threading. Now in this case, external threading is of the stud threading. Now stud threading is not shown, the stud is not shown by any section lines. Now because no section lines for stud, there are no section lines here, and in this common portion, we are going by external threaded convention. So external part doesn't have section lines, so this part will not have section. You can see here double lines, it doesn't have section lines because this part belongs to stud. and the part here which is not occupied, 22 and 24. So in this 2 mm part, there is a threading, but it is not covered by bolt. So the section lines are coming up to here. That means whatever is shown here, that is still valid here, because the bolt has not come up to here. But the bolt, up to where the bolt has come, the section lines have gone, because we are going as per bolt, and bolt is not shown by section lines. So here there are no section lines. Suppose this part is not a bolt, it is some part which is given external threading. In that case, you can show this part by section lines. So these section lines will enter into these double lines. Section lines will be inside the double lines, because these section lines belong to external threaded part. So they will enter here. For a bolt, we are not showing section lines because it is a standard bolt. So for standard parts, we are not showing section lines. So there are no section lines. So this also is a convention which we must know very well. What do we show? Which section we have to show? The section of an external threaded part or the internal threaded part in the common place. So the answer is we have to go by the sectional lines of the external threaded part when there is a common area like this. Okay. So this is a very important topic as far as understanding the conventions are concerned. So try to understand this part very, very well. Okay. So just to revise, we have studied headless taper bolt, we have studied stud bolt, then there was lifting eye bolt, there was a cap screw, small size. Then there are some more bolts, like again eye bolt, countersunk bolt, so that the head will remain flush with the surface. Hook bolt for fixing parts where you are not permitted to provide hole. T-headed bolt for fitting in T-slots. Then the cup-headed bolts having a spherical head. Then the cylindrical headed bolt. Then the square-headed bolt. And a very commonly used hexagonal headed bolt with all the conventions. So that is types of bolts, practice sheet number 3. You have to draw this practice sheet. While drawing practice sheet, you have to draw this page, then the next page, and then this next page. So 3 pages, whatever is shown on these 3 pages, everything you have to draw as it is and understand the conventions that are shown.